Hey everyone, it's Ethan Ormis back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Today we are back with another album review, and I've decided that any album I listen to now, I'm gonna make an album review on it, whether it's new or not, because I've pretty much only ever done new albums, and whenever they're released, I'll talk about them. But I've decided that just any album I listen to, I'm going to talk about. So obviously this one is actually a new album, so let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about Pink Hearts by SoFaygo, which was one of my most anticipated projects of the year, which ended up turning out to be one of the most disappointing projects from the year, which we'll talk about here shortly. So anyways, I love SoFaygo, and in my opinion, SoFaygo literally did not miss in his entire catalog until this project. So he's obviously very young, and he doesn't have the hugest catalog, but let's talk about that later on. So let's go and let's talk about each song individually. So starting it off with the intro track, Transparency. Very slow and chill song. Might be the slowest pace I've ever really heard from Faygo. It's a very slow production. Really nice change of pace from what I normally get from SoFaygo, so it's nice to see a little bit of him branching out, I guess, and I really enjoy this song, especially the verse from it. Yeah, it's not a song I'm revisiting very often, but I do quite enjoy it. So moving on to, well, the next two songs are literally my two favorite songs on the album, and it seems like that's the case for a lot of people. So Out is up next. Much higher tempo from the intro, a big change of pace, but this is what I'm much more used to from SoFaygo, and I really like this song a lot. This is probably the one I've been listening to the most. I'm a huge fan of the production, and I just find that this song seems so much more like an intro to an album. Just the start, the production, the build-up, I just really love it. So with that being said, we'll move on to Hell Yeah, which is one of my favorites from the album for sure. Again, Out and Hell Yeah, definitely my favorites. But this one was one of the 4 songs that was released a few weeks ago as like the singles, or the lead singles for the album. I love the Rage production on this song, and I really love the chorus. It's super catchy from Faygo, and a really decent feature from Ken Carson as well. Ken Carson really comes in with a very fast flow, which I really enjoy. So yeah, those two songs are definitely my favorites and the ones that I've been listening to the most. Moving on to Blitz V2, another one of the 4 singles I enjoy. I enjoy this song, but not a huge fan of the production, but I do enjoy this song. Out of the 4 singles, they literally just get worse and worse in my opinion. From, Hell Yeah to Blitz V2 to, I believe it was Another One, and then For Show. So yeah, which we'll talk about those soon. But with that being said, let's move on to Stay Awake. The chorus in the song is super catchy. The song was pretty underwhelming, though, for the most part. I think it's good. Just expected a heavy and hype trap song, but not bad. I believe, I think there was a feature on that song, which I did not write down. Let me go find it real quick. Where is this? Yeah, that was the one with Uzi. So yeah, I mean, I just kind of expected a much higher tempo, I guess, but it was an enjoyable song. Nothing too crazy, though, in my opinion. So with that being said, we move on to Me Too, which a different auto-tune from Faygo, which I don't think I've ever heard him really use before. So it kind of caught me off guard. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but yeah, the chorus is all right. It's not bad. The song is all right. I think it's a little bit catchy, but again, not really a song I've been revisiting. And speaking of Out, I'm now listening to Out. So moving on to Going Back, bro, the production on this song is fire. It's such a catchy song and catchy drum pattern, which I really love. I really like this song, and it's going to be one of my most played for sure, which is, yeah, that was Going Back, yeah, sorry. So yeah, really enjoying that song. To be fair, haven't been revisiting that much. Again, I've pretty much only been listening to Out and Hell Yeah, which are definitely my favorites, but with that being said, we'll move on to Another One, which is another lead single. The song is fine. I'm not a huge fan of this song. In my opinion, this song is kind of a miss. But let's move on to Slip. Similar to the Uzi song, this was slightly underwhelming. A beautiful display of the voices from both artists in SoFaygo and Don Toliver on this song. But I don't know. I think I just had really high hopes for it. Seeing them together again, I was really excited because both of their tracks together that I've listened to so far aren't that great. So I just kind of had really high hopes for both. neither of them being really anything too crazy. So with that being said, we'll move on to All Say. Really, really great drum pattern. W from me there. But a chill song that's decent. My favorite part of the song was the rage instrumental at the end. I kind of wish that production was throughout the whole song. I definitely think I would have enjoyed it more. I find a lot of the production on this album was just kind of boring. But with that being said, we'll move on to Price. A fine song, nothing special. I'm not revisiting this one, so that's kind of another skip. And then For Show, or For Sure, this is the last of the singles that was released before the album came out, and it's really nothing great in my opinion. It's a super chill production, but not vibing with this song, and I never have felt that way about a Faygo song, except for these last two of the two released tracks, or the two singles that were released before the album. So with that being said, we'll move on to Took Off. Really W production from Khaled and Pharrell. A really big fan of this one. It sounds like this song could have been on the Khaled album just because of Khaled saying God did. I don't know though. Maybe it missed. Maybe it was meant for Faygo's album. I don't know. Either way, really, really great. Love the feature from Gunna as well. With that being said, we'll move on to Greed. A decent song that's a bit more upbeat production-wise, but not one I'm revisiting. Marvelous. Absolutely love the verse on this song. The chorus is alright, and nice production that I enjoy. That is one I have been revisiting. And then Forever, decent song, nice outro. It's sweet, it's sweet, but not one I'm revisiting. So overall, my thoughts on this project: Faygo makes super catchy, melodic songs, and it's great. He's become one of my favorite artists over the past 2 years, but unfortunately, this album just did not live up to my expectations. Like I said, in SoFaygo's entire discography, he did just never miss for me until this project. So it was kind of a letdown. Maybe I went in with too high of hopes. I don't know, but I'd seen a lot of people were disappointed in this album, and I'd seen a lot of people say that he's just being very formulaic now since joining Cactus Jack, which I don't know if that really has anything to do with it. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I really don't know, but yeah, so again, Faygo had never released a song I wasn't a fan of until the 4 singles that came out for this album. 3 of them were alright, 2 of them I won't even listen to. I'm just not a fan of them. Hell Yeah was the only one that I really revisit, so out of the 4 singles at least. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not a huge fan of this album, and overall I thought it was a pretty mid album. It was one of my least favorite albums of the year so far. Obviously, we're pretty much done the year. So, again, really sad to say because I was really hoping for something good from this album. I had very high hopes for it, but now we move on to SSG Kobe's album. So, hopefully, I'll be enjoying that one more. Of course, those two are in similar spots for me where they've never really released a song until the project that came out this year. Then I'm like, well, not as great. So yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on the album, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.